I wanted to get one last post in before the end of the year, but it's been really difficult finding the space and the time to do it. Normally I go out and walk, but the weather has not been up for it, so it's after dinner, and while everyone's still downstairs, I've decided to take myself up to the bedroom and just find a quiet corner. I made a list actually of things that I just wanted to kind of mention in passing, because I wanted this to go out on New Year's Eve. It's the last day of the year where I haven't got a post scheduled, and we get really fixated, don't we, about end of the year, the change in the numbers. But that's all it is, it's just a change of numbers, so nothing else changes apart from the calendar. But we have this fixation that it's the new year, it's going to be different. Whereas when you need to change something, there's no better time to do it than now. But I've noticed some of the YouTube videos starting to creep into my feed, into my home feed on YouTube, and it's no spend year for 2024 and things like that, and these are really difficult things to do. I think if you are used to a certain way of life or a certain amount of shopping or whatever else it is that you do, just suddenly stopping is really hard. I think you are much better off doing things gradually. Say for the first 3 months, spend X, Y, Z less, or don't buy that extra pair of shoes, or that extra coat that you know you don't need, things like that. So don't be so hard on yourself that, you know, it's 2024 tomorrow and everything's going to be different, because it won't be. Probably nothing will be different apart from the date and the opening of a new calendar or a new diary or whatever else it is that you're opening to start your year. But be reasonably kind to yourself, because it is just a number. And if you want to make changes, make them incremental if you think they're going to be difficult. You don't have to do everything all and now. We're all big on these crash diets and no spend year and halving my shopping bill and losing the car less and all that sort of thing. And it's not always practical. This is the thing. And this fixation on who we should be and all the things that are wrong with us, rather than, well, this is what I am, this is what I've got to work with, how can I improve incrementally in a way that is doable for a start. You know, you've got to incorporate things into your lifestyle, into your financial situation. There's just other people, there's just so much that you need to take into account, and you can't just change overnight. It doesn't happen. So yeah, doing things gradually, I think, is the better way to go. So don't throw all in on your New Year's resolutions, like if you don't achieve everything in the first few weeks, you failed. That's not how it works. Things take time, and yeah, just be kind to yourself. That's really the best thing that I can say about that. But end of year does seem kind of weird. But we'll all still be here. YouTube will be the same. My videos won't be changing at all. But today I was setting up all my spreadsheets for my finances for the new year, and I find that quite fun. I like, you know, putting in the new year, starting the numbers again from scratch, and we're going to be comparing how 2024 is to 2023. And of course, next year begins with a little more financial optimism. I have more things that I'm earning from now, and some of those things started quite late in the year, so they're going to look a lot better as long as they carry on throughout 2024. But of course I have to decide what is worth hanging on to, what needs to change, what I can improve on. And some of that I will allow to just happen as it happens. One of the things that I have dealt with and I have been thinking about for a while, and I did do a post on here, is I have sorted myself a pension. I have done it. I'm not going to go into the details here because, as I learnt to my peril when I did my post on getting a pension at my age, the advice is just overwhelming. And for every person that says this is a good idea, there's somebody else saying that's a bad idea, and it becomes impossible to make decisions. So I'd made a rule for myself that while I was away for Christmas and New Year, I was going to talk to my dad about finances and about pensions, and because I am less distracted here, I was going to focus on that being my big, I must sort this. And I was able to sit down and read the information, get a better idea of what pensions are about, understand it better, talk to my dad about it, and because I didn't have all the distractions of home and I just focused on it, I've made a decision, and I said to my dad, well, I need to have this done while I'm down here. I need to have made a decision, and I need to have at least started the opening process for the account, because if I don't, I will go home, I will get distracted, and then I'll be back to square one again and I won't have dealt with it. So I am now in the process of opening the account. I've decided what I'm going to have. I've decided what works best for my finances, with my limitations in terms of income. And I've looked at some very rough projections because, of course, nothing is a given. And who knows where finances like that are going to go. But I knew I had to make a decision, so I have. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about the details because someone will go, oh, you've made the worst decision ever. And someone else will go, that's the perfect decision for you. And at the point where the decision is made, there's no going back in respect of that particular pension. So I've done it. It's done. I've made a decision. It's done. And what kind of difference it makes to my retirement, I don't know. But it's going to be better than just relying on the state pension, even if it's incremental. So that has also been dealt with. I had to make a list of things I wanted to talk about here, because I've had ideas building up in my head for the last few days of the post that I wanted to do for end of 2023, and I didn't want it to be momentous. It's the end of 2023. I just wanted to tie up a few loose ends on thoughts, really. And just head into 2024 with some level of optimism, because there's not a lot of that around at the moment, which is really sad, and I think we're all feeling the effects of a very unpredictable world. And we won't wake up on, well, tomorrow and anything has changed. The challenges will still be there. But I don't feel pessimistic, actually. I feel like I've got a lot to focus on this coming year. I've got a lot to build on, and I feel good about it, actually. I feel pretty good. Cabin fever hasn't set in yet. Even though I've been here for, I don't know, how long have I been here for? 10 days. 10 days today, as you're watching this. And I haven't wanted to strangle anybody yet, which is pretty good. My dad hasn't tried to strangle me, because we both get cabin fever after a certain amount of time if we're together for too long. And that's just because we like our space. But yeah, I feel like this year is ending in a relaxed and organised way. At the moment I feel really comfortable because I'm here in a house with central heating and it's warm and I haven't had to wear 3 layers, and it's nice to be able to move around in normal amounts of clothing, and that always helps to kind of relax you. I'm not going to worry about going home yet, but it's not that bad actually. I always think of that because it's such a big change of lifestyle going from here and going back home. But it presents more challenges and more footage for YouTube, I guess, doesn't it really? All my friend visits are done. I have a fun challenge for when I get back home in the new year, which is I picked up the 2 sacks of clothes from my old school friend. She had asked if I wanted to just take the clothes that she was bundling up for the charity shop. They said, you just take them and sell them, I don't want the money. And there's a lot of stuff there. I should do quite well. So I have my first year challenge is to get selling on Vinted again, and I'll do a little post about that because there's some good stuff in there, and there's some good labels. I should be able to start the year off well with my Vinted side hustle, and that'll get me in the mood for selling and get the income rolling, which will be nice. So I'm all done. My spreadsheets and my banking is sorted for the new year. I think, yeah, it's ready to go really. I don't really have much else to say really. It's been so relaxed, and so since the laptop got sorted out, it's been so stress-free, and it wasn't even that stressful. I managed to sort it. I knew I would, but just a bit of a pain. Nice new laptop though, runs at speed, processes much faster. You can really tell the difference when you've had a laptop for 5 years. It creeps up on you, and then when you get a new one, you can't believe that you put up with something that old for that long. And it's 429 quid that I didn't want to spend, but it's an investment because I need a proper working laptop to be able to do all the things that I do. So I'm just looking at my calendar, and the new year is full of little bits and pieces, some of which I still have to do while I'm here, and some after I get back home again. I do feel like this year has gone fast, but it's felt constructive, and YouTube has definitely helped with that. But here I am, rambling as usual. I don't have any real focus, don't have any recipes to show you, because I'm not at home. And yeah, I think that'll do. Hopefully I will have one other thing to tag on to the end of this. We are hoping, if the weather holds, this evening we are going to go and have a look at all the Christmas lights, because they put on a good show in the village here, and when I have been out and about after dark, or as it's been getting dark, I've seen them all and they look amazing. So we said that if we get one evening where it's not raining, we're going to go out and have a walk around the village and have a look at all the lights. So if we do, I'm going to take my phone, and hopefully I'll be able to do some little bits of footage of some of the lights, because they really are pretty, they really are nice. and I'd like to end 2023 with the fantastic Christmas lights of my parents' village. So enjoy. Hopefully that'll be coming at the end. Hopefully we're all going to troop out together. That'll be a nice little excursion. Probably the only excursion we're doing actually this holiday, because weather's been very hit and miss. So I hope you enjoy, and see you on the other side. See you in 2024.